Hello, and today we are going to discuss what are green light restaurants. Why does Heather use that terminology? What does it mean? All right, so in last night's webinar, we talked a little bit about green light restaurants and how to utilize them. So green light restaurants are restaurants that by the very nature of it being a green light means go. And it's an easy go-to replacement for a meal you would have had at home. So I would love to believe that every time we set up a meal plan or a menu for the week, we're going to be able to execute it all perfectly and everything will be great, but life always happens. And what that means is the chicken didn't thaw out, so dinner is not going to happen. Or work ran late, or the kids' soccer practice ran over. And basically you getting home to cook whatever you originally planned is not going to probably happen. So green light restaurants come in and they save the day because they help with several factors. One, satiety. A green light restaurant must produce satiety when you're done. It's not a restaurant that you could make work within your calorie budget, you know, because somebody invites you out to lunch and it's kind of under the gun and you're like, yeah, I could order this one thing and I should be okay. No, these are restaurants that you have eaten at multiple times, and when you leave, you feel really satiated and you know that for the calories you're gonna spend, you're gonna walk away feeling good. So satiety. The second thing is reduction. It should not be a restaurant that produces a lot of stress around temptation. So these are not restaurants that should produce a lot of tempting options for you that you have to fight past. The temptation level has got to be low. This is a meal away from home. It's replacing a dinner that you would have otherwise been cooking for yourself. So this is not for enjoyment, and thus the temptation needs to be really, really low. You need to have your standard go-to meals that you order there all the time, and you don't have to use great acts of willpower in order to make the right decision. It's almost automatic. So let's talk about what this looks like. I typically have at least 3 go-to restaurants that I consider green light restaurants. They quickly substitute meals that I would have prepared at home in a pinch, and I don't feel it's not overly taxing on my willpower. I don't struggle with what to order. I don't struggle with temptation. So for example, Subway is one for me. I will either do a 6-inch sub or I will do a double meat chop salad. I always walk away feeling satiated. There's nothing there that's overly demanding on my willpower. I order the exact same thing every time. I feel good. It works within my calorie budget. It's a green light restaurant. The other one for me, Chipotle. Yes, they have chips, but I'm not a big chip person. Now you may be, so that may not work for you. You have to pick a restaurant that's low temptation for you. I wouldn't be going someplace that gives away free brownies. So you have to know the things that trip you up. So Chipotle, a nice big salad bowl, chicken, veggies, beans, I'm good to go. No problem there. Then the other one for me is Panda Express. I can get a double or triple serving of veggies. I can get lots of great protein options. I feel super satisfied. I order the exact same thing every time. I'm not overly tempted by the egg rolls because I have to pay for those individually. And so it's not going to sabotage me because it's not an all-you-can-eat Chinese buffet. It is a pick this and order this. And so the structure of that restaurant makes it a green light restaurant for me. So these are all how you want to think about green light restaurants. Does it produce satiety for you? Do you enjoy eating the meals that you order there? Do they taste good? Will you be overly tempted when you're tired and exhausted? Do you have your go-to meals? So I highly encourage people to think about 3 to 5. Now for me, Chick-fil-A would actually be one. Oh, and that's the other thing. They have to be restaurants that are easy for you to come by. So you don't want to pick restaurants that you can only get in your neighborhood and make them all based that way. You do want to get some that you could find pretty much anywhere. So that way, if you're out and about and you need a really quick go-to, it's one of those, there's no stress, there's no anxiety. You always order from this restaurant. You know exactly what to order, and it leaves you feeling satiated and you're in a good place. But the reason I don't make Chick-fil-A one for me is not because of me, but usually I eat with Joel, and Joel really struggles with the waffle fries. I don't struggle with the waffle fries because I really love their chicken noodle soup. But In this case, because I go out with him, I typically wouldn't make that a green light restaurant, because while it's easy for me with the temptation, it may not be easy for him. You see what I'm saying? So just want to encourage you, when you're thinking about putting a list of green light restaurants together, that you pick restaurants that work for you. And I think a good safe number is 3 to 5. This is just to replace a meal away from home. You guys have a great day. Talk to you soon.